Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush. With me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka I'm all out of AKs. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. Of course, if you're a new viewer, we do delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning, you know, no holds barred, any topic is up for discussion, and we usually end up into some pretty silly realms once we do that. Of course, if you are a new viewer, though, feel free to ask your questions. If you're attending live, feel free to ask it in the live chat. Of course, you can always join us on Discord. I have a Discord channel as well, just Way of the Brush, Discord. The link is in the description below. Of course, you can always send me an email, Kris@miniwargaming. It's in the description below. And you can always ask your questions. Of course, feel free to ask whatever questions you want or whatever concepts are boggling your mind about anything in this hobby, because there are no dumb questions. There are no dumb questions here. This is a safe place for any and all monkeys. And of course, if myself don't answer it right away, the monkeys will answer it. And the monkeys are more than knowledgeable in these areas. They're a very clever bunch, and they're just all around just really helpful. Speaking of the monkeys, who's joining us today? I can see Tolo. Am I first? Yes, you are first. Wish YouTube at least let you post links to their own site. Okay. Aquamaster. Yee, 18 more minutes. Yeah. Twitchy Kranos, there he is. Hey guys, how is everybody? G squared. Hey all you monkeys. I'm early for a change. Well, welcome. Tolo, great now that I don't have any soldering left to do. No, I gotta get with magnets. Or I gotta fight with magnets. I'm typing much. Once the soul gets on, shocker, I'm finishing up LED lit Eldar vehicles. Yeah, he showed me a video link. Tolo has been busy lighting models. Very cool. He showed me a what was that dragon piece from War Machine? It's for Scorn. I can't remember what the thing's called. It's a new creature. It's a new gargantuan for Scorn. Anyway, he lit that up. Mouths are glowing. He showed me some Eldar vehicles. Very, very cool. He did the Hemlock and a Wave Serpent, or at least the Falcon body, whatever. You know, the engine glow coming out of those. Very, very cool. I thought that was very cool. I tried to talk him into doing some of my models, but to no avail. I don't know. He just doesn't want to do. I mean, they're Forge World and they're already painted. I mean, you know, it's all that stuff right there. He doesn't want to do it. I don't know why. Lord Krabby, sup? DeGrunt Orc, hi Kris, hi y'all. Ready to fling some poo? I hope not. I hope we're not flinging poo today. Clayton Tate, episode 169. Woo! Yeah, it is episode 169. 169. Who would have thought we would hit 169? Who would have thought that I could sit here and jabber on for 169 episodes? Who knew? Johnny Wraith, hey guys. Ooh, Johnny Wraith. Johnny Wraith, excellent painter. He's been showing off his models in previous episodes. He's got a really great color scheme for his Eldar, and I'm totally going to borrow that. And I think what I'm going to do is I posted a thing on Discord the other day about, because I have my Harlequin Star Reaver. I have this guy here. Let's back up from the light a bit. It's too much of a glare. Anyway, I have the Star Weaver here, and I asked like what I was going to do the Harlequin riders, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Harlequins in a bone and dark teal. I think I'm going to do their masks dark teal. Maybe do like almost like they're wearing like jade masks, like it's gemstone kind of stuff. Like they slap it on, and then their suits are going to be, you know, I'm probably still going to do like diamond patterns and stripes and, you know, give it a look like that. But I think, yeah, I'm going to do a bone and dark teal. Just because I have like bone on the inside. I wish this is... The light is so intense. Let's back up. But you can see color shift. Oh, the colors. The colors of the rainbow. Anyway. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to borrow Johnny Wraith's color scheme for my Harlequins. They're not going to be like, you know, all dirty and banged up like he's done his race and stuff like that. Although, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm thinking like that bone color with the deep jade. And I'm thinking like the diamonds and stuff being, you know, like that deeper teal color, right? I think that'd be kind of cool. I'm going to give it a try anyway and see how it looks. And if I like it, I'm going to keep, because I have another Star Reaver. I'm going to do it in the opposite color pattern. I'm going to do it in the blues with the purplish yellow. Anyway, yeah. So that's the plan. That's the plan. The plan. Knit Fink, hello everyone. Clumsy Juggler, hello everyone. Anthony B. I'm ready to get exploited. All right. I'm not sure what that means. Episode 1. This is Aquamaster. What, episode 169? The sexual episode. Aqua. That's what innuendo is all about. Anthony B. Episode 169. Balls deep. Grey Death Angel. Hi all. Wow, just started already going down the gutter. I love it. Prawn Ham Dance. Hello, Monkey Nose and Monkinas. Monkey Nose and Monkinas. Harry's Fotitis. I'm butchering that bad. Anyway. Hi guys. Thanks Chris. Spelled my name wrong. For reading the email with the Nefertir and Ragnarok. Could not watch the show live, but I always do after. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in. Johnny's Chop Shop. I feel so violated. Engineer 2G. I got a dumb question. Will Mini Wargaming Dave even build and play Tau? I don't think so. It's not within his character to do such a thing. I think he is strictly chaos. It's just like asking him to play Eldar. I don't think it'll happen. Right? Tyranids. Not going to happen. Right? So, asking him to build Tau, yeah, it's just not going to. I mean, you can keep harassing him about it, but it's not going to change his mind. It's not within his character. Matthew Stockham. Hi, Chris. Spelled my name wrong. And Monkeys. All ready for another great episode of Way of the Brush. Lucas on Patrol. Nice. Made my first live show. Greetings from Sherwood Forest. Wow. Right from the forest? Are you like in the middle of the forest? Because I'm picturing some guy sitting on a stump with a laptop and one of those big like radar dishes on his laptop, and he's like in, you know what I mean? And he's on the show, and he's like he's hacking the internet, and he's just sitting in the middle of a forest on a stump with a little radar dish on his laptop. That's immediately what I jump to when I hear that sentence. He's in Sherwood Forest. Prawn Ham Dance. Hadn't done some painting for a while. Sat and painted 30 grots and then went on to a horrendous shoulder spasms as I sat too long. Oof, that sucks. Yeah. Shoulder spasms, that really sucks. You know, when you're painting, you got to get comfortable, right? And I mean, I'm sure maybe where you were comfortable. I don't know, but I know like for long durations of painting, I mean myself, sitting proper posture, elbows on the table, painting away, you know what I mean? That's usually about the best way. That usually prevents a lot of things, because when I'm painting like quick tips, my back is bent and I'm like over like this. And so actually, you know, I only do that for like a couple minutes at a time because I start and stop the camera, right? And so, yeah, but anyway. The Gim. Does that shirt say Gim Old? I like it. No, it's not Gim Old. It's not Gim Old. It's G, I'm old. G, I'm old. Because, you know, G, I could say Gim, Gim old. Because Gim is old. G squared. Hey, Chris, what do you have all your paints so nicely arranged in? Are those paint shells? What do you use? Those are from New Zealand company, Miniature Scenery, I think they're called, and they have like a bunch of paint racks. I want to say it's Miniature Scenery. I'll send you a link after, but yeah, they're basically like laser cut MDF boards or press boards, and they just laser cut them and you glue them together, and you do them. And then I mean, like mine are all I gave them a spray of black, just, you know, to dress them up a bit, right? Because I mean, it's just MDF. You can color it whatever you want, right? They also do a clear acrylic as well. They're New Zealand or Australia, one of the two. I think they're New Zealand, and I'm pretty sure it was Miniature Scenery or something like that. I don't have one of their little flyers around. No, sorry, I don't have one of those. I'll look for it later if you're still looking. If you find it, well then great. Where am I? I've completely lost my space. Oh, Johnny Wraith. Hey, Chris, that's awesome. Make sure that you send some post some pics so we can check them out. Yeah, oh, definitely. Ruben Matinov. Hello, everyone. Great Death Angel. Wow, so I guess I'm not the only one who thought of painting their Eldar in bone and teal. Excellent. No, Gray, if you've been watching the show, Johnny Wraith's been doing it for a while, and it looks fantastic. I'm totally stealing the idea. Not for Wraiths, but I think I'm gonna do my Harlequins. They're gonna be teal masks, bone-colored armor, probably like a light tealed hair for any of the ones that have hair. The checkers and designs and stuff like that, and the stripes and stuff, they'll probably be in like a dark teal. It'll probably be black with like a teal highlight, you know, something like that, something really contrasty. But yeah, Dark Commission. Hey, Chris and monkeys. Hello, Dark Commission. Clayton Tate, episode 169. Let's go for a 68. You go down on me, and I owe you one. That's funny. That's a good one. That's a good one. Anthony B, thoughts on Mortarion price point? Mortarion price point? It's expensive, but that model is really awesome. It is really, really awesome. It's huge. Not as big as Magnus. It's not that big. But he's bigger than like Gilliman. Like his armor, like his proportions look like he's like halfway. He's bigger than any Demon Prince. He's probably about the same size, really, as more of the newer Bloodthirsters. He's probably around that size, if you can picture that, right? But super amount of detail. Holy moly! He's just a fantastic hit. And of course, in recent days for Games Workshop, they've been, you know, throwing on like all these extra like bits and bobs on the models and stuff, and he is no exception. He's got like all sorts of details and like little parts that glue on, and it's just crazy. But yeah, very, very cool. It's an expensive model, but hey, man, Death Guard, holy moly, they're gonna be a faction that everybody's going to be jumping on. Lord Krabby, Chris, one word, Necromunda. Holy man, Necromunda. Oh my god. I'm excited. I'm excited. I mean, we kind of had to half expect it because they did the whole, Kill Team Necromunda thing, right? Where they introduced that really awesome terrain in there. And we're going to see more of that terrain inside the new Necromunda box, but of course we get 2 new gangs. And I like that they went with the Goliaths and Eschers this time, because Eschers were really, really popular back in the day. And Goliaths weren't entirely that. I don't remember fighting that many Goliath gangs. Eschers all the time. And in fact, I think Tolo used to play Escher. And I myself used to play Ratskin. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. I'm hoping that they're going to expand more on Necromunda. I'm hoping that this is the beginning of something new for that, because from what I understand from the word was back in like a few years ago, that a lot of the specialty stuff was going to fall to the domain of Forge World, and Forge World was going to, you know, do a lot of the specialty stuff like Battlefleet Gothic, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, and Mornheim. What's another one? Oh, Epic. Epic is the other one. And, you know, I thought those were going to fall to there, but it seems like Games Workshop is like putting out the big hobby kit, and then Forge World supplying the supplementary stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's what their battle plan is. I have no idea, but yeah. Either way, it's very exciting. I'm excited for Necromunda. I'm curious to see if it's going to be just like what they did for Kill Team, or if it's going to be like a straight port of the original Necromunda living rulebook, right? So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I imagine it's probably going to be more like the Kill Team, because that seemed to flow very well. Malik Senior, thanks for the email, Kris. Looking forward to your grips. That sounds bad. Yeah, it's just good steady hand grip. Yeah, I gotta get those all resupplied. Yeah, steady hand grips. I gotta get them restocked again. I know people have been asking. Malik, you're not the only guy. I've gotten a few questions on those, and I know people want them again because they see them in the videos all the time. And you know, I mean, like, I stand by it. I mean, you know, it using a handle will make you a better painter. Believe it or not, using a handle will make you a better painter. And the steady hand grip in that category. Plasma Please. Hey guys, how are we all today? We are all not bad. I'm going to speak for myself. I assume everybody else is okay. Dark Commission. Hey, I'm near Sherwood Forest 2, Mansfield. Awesome. Harry's Fotidis. I can't say that last part. Fotidis? Fotidis? Hudabada? Shibadabada? So what do we have to do to see you playing some Age of Sigmar? Ooh, what you have to do to see me playing some Age of Sigmar is bring in some Bretonnians. That's how you're going to get me into Age of Sigmar. Sylvaneth would almost get me into Age of Sigmar. Fire Slayers? Fire Slayers? That's the dwarf? The Dwarf Slayer army? Anyway, they're almost enough to get me into the army, or into the game. I wish there was a little bit more to them, though. I don't know. I'd like to see some more stuff for the Slayers, though. I don't know what, but yeah, I mean, it's just a couple dragons and a bunch of dudes on foot, you know. Kind of want a little bit more, you know. But otherwise, if they did a Bretonnian faction for Age of Sigmar, I'm in. I'm in, especially if they did something brand new under the all new sculpts and they've been doing. And oh, I'm sure they can make a fantastic Bretonnian type army. It'd be awesome. Plasma Plays. I'm working on chemistry homework. You already got homework already? Oof. Rough. The Gim. Well, Gim is older than you. Gim is older than me. I'm not disputing that. Marco Farias. Yeah. What's up? Nothing. The Gim. Rest in peace, Spartan Games. Rest in peace, my Dystopian War Kickstarter models. Hopefully somebody carries the torch. Yeah, it's unfortunate that Spartan went down. I mean, I liked Dystopian. I played it a few times. I was starting a Covenant fleet. I never bought more models because I didn't really get a chance to play that game all that much, because there was only myself, Josh, and Jordan that had Dystopian fleets. And, you know, just didn't get enough gaming in, you know. And it's really unfortunate because it was a fun game. It was a fun fleet action game. And I never played any of the other games from Spartan, but I mean, you know, their models were all right. I mean, there was nothing wrong with them. You know, they were pretty decent sculpts, and they were, you know, it was an interesting take on things. I mean, it was that dystopian time period, and you know, pre-World War I, pre-World War II, something. It's like Victorian age or something like that. Anyway, just unfortunate that they're gone. Hopefully, yeah, somebody does bring that back. Prawn Ham Dance. Yeah, thinking of resting on my keyboard desk, which moves, so it isn't very stable. I do better posture next time. Always, man. Prawn Ham Dance. Always posture, and this goes for everybody. Posture. If you're gonna sit down and do some heavy-duty painting, sit properly. Get comfortable. Prop your elbows. Rest. Relax. You know? And of course, as always, you know, if there's other things in life going on that you have to deal with, go deal with those things. You know, then deal with painting. Painting should be like you know, a Zen time, right? It's like you're going back to zero, and you're centering yourself again, and you know, you're going to your happy place. If you can't get there, because of other stuff, other things, life, and you know, obligations and things like that, go take care of those things. You know, the painting will be there when you're ready. At least I think it will be. Marco Farias, yeah, definitely need to get some paint racks. It's getting wild up in my Beats lab. In the Beats lab. What the hell's a Beats lab? Or beat slab? Is it a beat slab? Like a slab and then you beat it. Or, I don't know. I don't know. How do you beat something? Lucas on patrol. Yes, my village is in Sherwood Forest. The tree that the alleged Robin Hood lived in is around 400 meters from my house. No sitting on a stump using my Wi-Fi on my broadband is running 160 megabytes to 180 megabytes. Okay. All right, it was just a neat little picture, because I was just picturing like this whole little forest and this guy sitting in a thing, and he's on his Wi-Fi, you know what I mean? And he's got the little you know, spots of light coming through the leaves and everything like that, and he's just, you know, it's almost a painting. It was a painting in my mind I saw right away. I don't know. The Gim, yes, Tolo look like the play with the dolls, aka Escher. I like the Flamer Priest because fire. No, you like the Flamer Priest because they look like the KKK, dude. I know damn well why you like those guys. Great Death Angel. I haven't played Necromunda, want to, but did the Adeptus Abarti. Abartes. Wow. Just butchering up everything today. Have a playable faction in the oldies. Yeah, the Adeptus Arbites. Yeah, that was late Necromunda though. And it was a Citadel Journal, I think. They had the rules for him. Kurt Christian, slightly late. Yeah, it's okay. I'm slightly early. Robert Jacobs. Hi, Chris. I will soon be trying your technique for shiny red on my Yanari themed Eldar. Hi, everyone, by the way. Awesome. Yeah, I like the shiny red. I mean, I'm a big fan of it. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see. Like my Wraith Knight right there. He's shiny red. And then the Wraith Lord right there. And then my Lynx. My Lynx is a shiny red as well. Yeah, it's really tempting to go back on other models and just and do them all, you know, shiny red. But, oh, yeah, and I did my Aegis line too. In shiny red as well. See here? I did my Aegis line like that. Me. And then I did Boone on the inside with a little hexagonal pattern inside there, as you can see. I like these things. I've only busted them out in the game once, and in 8th edition, I don't know, +1 cover. I mean, does it make that big a difference? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Aegis lines in 8th edition, fortifications for that matter. Well, for the big fortifications because you can hide right in them, right? But like an Aegis line, which is a nice cheap alternative, because I mean that's why I bought it, because oftentimes in tournaments, you know, you don't have a lot of terrain, and so you kind of want a bit more protection for your units. And you know, Aegis lines used to offer that cover save, and you know, I mean for like, you know, weak kind of stuff, or until like the warlock could get conceal off, at least they were hiding behind the walls, you know, in theory, and get that cover save. Now they're only getting the +1 cover. And for Guardians, is it that helpful to go from a 5 to a 4? Sure, you know, 50-50 now instead of a 1 and 3, but you know, I don't know. It just doesn't seem. I mean, maybe if it was up like a +2 or something like that, maybe it would be a little bit better. But otherwise, yeah, you know, it's just, I don't know, Aegis line. I mean, I was really excited about using it, and then I used it, and I was like, 8th edition, I think I missed my chance to get my really good use out of my Aegis line. Yeah, because it's just a little bit sad. Anyway, Where are we? Johnny Chop Shop. Kris, what are the rules for sending an email and pics? Send me an email, kris@miniwargaming.com, and send the pictures as attachments. Now, if you have to do it as Google Drive, apparently, as long as the email sits for a bit and Google does the processing, it'll show up as attachments in the email anyway. But I prefer to get them as attachments in the email. Please don't send them as, Photo Bucket or Flickr or what's the other, Imager, and yeah, don't send it to links to other stuff. Send it as attachments. Only because I don't like clicking outside, and oftentimes there's other ads and they get wonky, and whereas if it's an attachment, when I like to zoom in on the pictures, it does that, right? And so, I like that. Aaron Seach at Kris, live from my work truck. Pedro is coming. Okay, so then we have to square off at Adepticon, then, is what you're saying, right? I have to. Okay, well, Aaron, you're gonna have to decide some points now. 1,500, 1,750, 1,850, 2,000. Not any more than 2,000 because that's too much crap to lug around. Well. No. We'll have to settle on the points because we'll throw it down. You'll either face the Wraiths or the jet bikes, or I'm still working on my Sears. I'm gonna build an army of Farseers. I'm just gonna have nothing but Farseers. No, that would be dumb because it wouldn't work. Where are we in the comments? I don't know. Aquamaster, I'm downloading Eternal Crusade. Awesome. Yeah, we'll probably play some Eternal Crusade maybe tomorrow or maybe Monday. We'll play some Eternal Crusade. I got to get a little bit more practice in, and I also wanted to adjust a few of my settings in the game and everything. That I'll probably have to lower my graphic settings a bit. It seemed to tax the system a little too hard because I noticed my video that I posted on Eternal Crusade, the video fell out of sync. And so that was annoying, and usually XSplit is pretty good at keeping everything in, good order. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of tweaking before the next broadcast of a game night. But yeah, Marco Farias, episode 169. Busy in the Beat Slab. In the Beat Slab. Busy in the Beat Slab. I can't help but say it like that. Beat Slab. Beat Slab. That's just fun to say. Angel Hernandez. Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've watched this show. Well, welcome back. Max Nixon. Hey, Kris. I'm an Australian. First time able to catch a show live. Wow, you must be up late. Or no, early. Late or early? Which is it? I think it's early. No. Wait, everybody in Europe who's watching this, it's late in the day. And I think for Australia, it's early in the day. Or late. Either way, I don't know. My head's starting to hurt thinking about it. Lord Krabby, Kris, Beats Lab. All it means is going back into your room and crib and reevaluating your army. Reevaluating your army. List painting, etc. It's a term used from veterans of the Long War podcast. Oh yeah, see, I don't catch that podcast. There's not a lot I watch on the internet these days, actually. But yeah, Beat Slab. A Beat Slab or Beat Slab? Anthony B. Kris, I find your lack of shotgunning beers disturbing. Well, I'm in the office, man. I mean, Matt and Dave are still away. They're still at Nova, I do believe. I think this is like the last day of the Nova. Yeah, so... yeah, they're still away. But you know what? We didn't run amok. We didn't do anything. We actually all just got our work done, and, slowly but surely, but got our work done. And, nothing hilarious happened. Unfortunately, yeah, so usually whenever Matt and Dave are away, we usually film kind of a goof-off kind of video. But, yeah, we didn't do that this year. I don't know. Just got work done, Plus, we probably couldn't think of anything good to do that would, kind of get us in trouble. I mean, like, there's lots of stuff we could do. Because, I mean, like, there was a little mishap on their trip, and so they ended up coming back to the office while we were all here, and we were all kind of just relaxing, and we seen Matt and Dave pull up, and we were all kind of, what the heck, right? And it turned out there's this little mishap, and so I was walking in, and Matt's standing there, and I'm kind of, well, it's a good thing I didn't have the hookers and beer all sent away, because it'd been kind of embarrassing Matt coming in Monday or Wednesday morning, and there's a bunch of hookers and alcohol and people passed out on the floor and stuff like that. So unfortunately, yeah. So we didn't bother doing anything silly like that. We just did our work, and we were good employees, mostly. But yeah, shotgunning beer. Ooh, and Lee told me a good one. Mini Wargamer Lee, he told me a good one. I've never heard of this, and I've got to try it now. Bottle of beer, or even a can of beer, but I guess a bottle of beer with a straw, and it's the bendy straw, right? So it goes over, it comes out of the bottle, but you hang on to where you hang on to the neck, right? So the straw is hanging outside, and the bottle's like over here, right? And you take it and you drink from the spout of the beer, but the straw acts as an airflow, so that all you do is just basically shotgunning a bottle of beer with that little straw in it. I've yet to try it, and I'm getting kind of old for that kind of crap, but bucket lists. Robert Jacobs, your Aegis line still available to buy unpainted? Yes. I can't remember. Oh, Wargamers. I can't remember what the heck his name is. He's got a whole bunch of Aegis lines. If you look up like Orc, Necron, Eldar Aegis lines, you'll find him. You'll find that Aegis line, and you'll see like he's got like Orc one, Necron, Tau, all in the style of Aegis lines. It's very, very cool, and he's also got like the guns for them, and the doodads for them. Yeah, check them out. I bought them at Adepticon two Adepticons ago. Used it just like a few months ago. Wasn't happy with it. Oh. Anyway, sorry, something in my mouth here. Anyway, Lord Krabby, Eldar getting a codex, more D. I don't know what they're gonna do with the Eldar codex. I'm hoping like, oh man, I'm hoping they bring back like craft world specific stratagems, warlord traits. I mean, they don't even have to add a new unit. Although I was talking the other day about something in that category, but anyway, yeah, I'd like to see like craft world specific stuff, either be force orgs along with stratagems, along with warlord traits, all that kind of synergized together. I think would be just awesome, especially for Samhan, Beltan, Uthwi, Altiak, and Ayandin. That would be all awesome. It would be a big book, but I mean it's craftful. I mean it's there's a lot there, and I think that would really diversify Eldar, and you'd get really diversified Eldar armies, because right now it seems like Eldar players are all taking the same crap, right? They're all taking the same crap, and I think if you brought back the craftful specific stuff, you would see more diversity in Eldar players, which should be, and I think that'd be really, really awesome. The other thing I was talking about, I was talking with Lee the other day, was what I'd like to, I've had this on my mind for a long time, and I would love it if Gaming Workshop's watching right now, I would love to see an Eldar tank, a new Eldar tank that is the equivalent of like the Space Marine Land Raider or the Imperial Guard Liebenross. In that the Eldar chassis, right? The Falcon chassis, it's a really old model. Came out in the mid-90s. It's an old model. I think Games Workshop has gotten their money out of that model. And, the Falcon is kind of like the Rhino. The Falcon has the Falcon, Fire Prism, Shadow Weaver, or whatever the heck it's called, Wave Serpent, right? Firestorm, like you can build all these different chassis off the Falcon. Just like the Rhino. The Rhino is the Whirlwind, the Vindicator, Predator, Razorback, Rhino, There's all these variations of the Rhino chassis. Same with the Falcon. But I would like to see that next one for Eldar being a bigger tank, not quite a super heavy, but a big battle tank, or even an aspect assault vehicle or something like that, like the Land Raider, right? So bigger tank for the Eldar, but more like a big transport kind of thing. I'd like to see that equivalent of, you know, because I mean, like Imperial Guard, the Chimera, tons of variants off that, right? Leman Russ is the main battle tank, and it's got tons of variants as well, just like the Land Raider. Eldar don't have that heavy tank option. You have to go to Forge World for that option. And a lot of people have a negative stereotype on Forge World stuff. Why? I have no idea. But even like a Baneblade is not that equivalent. A Baneblade is, or the Scorpion is not that equivalent. The Scorpion is more like the Baneblade. That's its equivalent. The Lynx, right there, it's kind of that category. It's kind of like in that Leman Russ category, but it has no troop transport. I'd like to see something that was like a Land Raider for the Eldar, that was a troop transport, but a big battle tank kind of thing, right? So, yeah, that's my wish list from Games Workshop. If they're watching, which they're not, but if they are, or somehow this gets wind to them, I want to see an Eldar battle tank, like a Land Raider. The Land Raider classed, you know, before super heavy, because a Land Raider practically is a super heavy, and I'd like to see an Eldar version of that. That'd be very cool. TMS. Well, try the Farseer army. I'd love to see if they can make it work. Can you show us how to make many color like a gas and water effect video? I've recently talked with somebody about that, creating a gas and water effect, and that one, that one's a challenge, because you're most likely not going to find it in an acrylic line. You're most likely going to find that in a lacquer line, like enamel paints, nail polish, you know, things of that nature. That's where you're going to find that kind of thing. And how to achieve it is another thing, you know, because I know a lot of people want to see that. And I mean, they do have paints that kind of shimmer, something like that. But I think what you're looking for is that proper rainbowing lines kind of thing. I think that's what you're really after, right? Whereas, like, if you had holographic paint, which shines back rainbows of color, that would give you that kind of look, but it wouldn't be exactly that look. That exact look of water and oil, and you get that shimmering rainbow, and it's like lines of rainbowing. I think that's what you're kind of talking about. Now, you could deliberately paint that onto a model, but you definitely would not want to do that on 100 models. And so you have to find a simpler solution for it. And acrylic lines, I don't think you'll find that solution in acrylic lines. I think you're going to find that solution in solvent-based paints. The other idea I had that could possibly achieve that kind of look is if you had done basically the water dip method, where you have your little tray of water, nice and deep enough that you can submerge something through, and you took that rainbowing kind of color paint, whatever it is. I have no idea. I don't know what it is because I've not seen it. But you put a drop into the water, and it creates a surface. It creates a skin. And then you dunk the model through, and that skin adheres to the model surface, and bang, you have that painted model. That's another possibility. I have yet to try it. That's only a theory. If anybody's tried it before on their models, let me know. Point me in that direction, because, you know, I'd like to see it myself, because it's fairly interesting. But as far as theory goes, yeah, I mean, that's another way of trying to get that rainbowing on a model. It would only really work well on a larger model, though. If you were doing something like Necrons, Space Marines, maybe it might work too, because they have bigger, broader surfaces. But like Necrons, it would only really show up on the shoulder pads. It would really be indistinguishable on the limbs. The vehicles and such, because they have bigger surfaces, it would work well. Space Marine vehicles, it would work really well because they got big, broad surfaces, right? So, yeah. So TMS, hopefully, hopefully that kind of helps. I mean, it doesn't really help because, I mean, it's only theory. I've never tried anything like that myself. I've talked about it. I've theorized about it. And eventually, when I do have a theory on something, it usually sits in the back burner for a bit, and then I'll give it a shot. But I haven't given it a shot yet. Marco Ferris, hey Kris, what program do you use for recording your quick tips, etc.? Got a real nice webcam to film some stuff for my store. XSplit? No, when I'm doing quick tips is filmed entirely from the camera. It's just the camera. It's that camera right there. That is a Canon XA10. But that's an older model because we've had that for like 4 years, for a while now. And there are cameras that have bigger sensors on them. And I also have a lens adapter on it. There's a wide-angle lens. It gives me a bit more glass. So it gives me a bit more depth on the field. But that's like a $500 adapter. And that camera, when it was brand new, was like $5,000. So, but you can probably find that camera now for probably just over $1,000. So, depending on where you shop and if you buy it brand new. But that's all I record quick tips with. And when earlier episodes of Way of the Brush, that's what I was using as the cam, because I was just using a capture card in the computer, and it would pipe the the video feed from the camera through. I'm not entirely crazy with the webcam, but I mean, this webcam I'm using is a new one I bought because the Patreon support was so fantastic, and I went forward and said, okay, screw it, I'm gonna get serious about upping and quality and stuff like that. So right now this webcam really is just a stopgap until I get the funds together to get another capture card again. I want to go for an external one though, but anyway. But yeah, I don't use XSplit for that. I just use it straight from the camera. You could use your webcam, but I mean, you don't need XSplit to do film stuff off your webcam. There's a lot of free programs that you can use to record your video footage from your computer. On Windows, I have no idea what it is. On Mac, it's called, what is it called? Photo Booth. Basically ties the webcam in too, and it creates a video file. Oh, even QuickTime. QuickTime can do that. QuickTime can even do like off my phone. I can capture my phone screen and do it. I did a couple Clash of Clans videos like that, where I just recorded off my screen into the computer. Really fun, easy. I don't know what computer system you're on, probably PC. But yeah. And of course, when I'm editing my videos, like for quick tips, and even my videos for my channel, I use Final Cut 10. Greenleaf Terrain, Welland Hookers. Oh my. Yeah, no, not Welland Hookers. No, we'd have to import them. We're not going for any. No, we're not gonna go there anyway. Max Nixon, it's about 2:30 a.m. down under. Oh, okay, so that's late, but it's not too bad. That's like when the bars are closing around here, 2:30. Johnny Wraith, I think you're thinking of Wargamma. Is it Wargamma? Gamma? Anyway, yeah, he sells the Aegis lines. The Gim, just move the story forward and kill the other off. Robert Jacobs, Nate Spear, yeah, it's so strong at the moment. Yeah. Sat back and behind the board, behind total cover, and pew pew 48 inches away. Interesting, yeah. Tolo, I could see a Wraithguard based tank transport. Yeah. A Wraithguard, something that could haul like a 10-man unit of Wraiths. Even if it was, something similar to like, Dark Eldar, it was like kind of an in-between, you know what I mean? Like kind of like that Dark Eldar transport, that big one. It's a Forge World one, but it's got a great big deck on it, you know what I mean? And like you fit like Wraiths and stuff like that, and Aspect Warriors, and just a big heavy kind of walker, Maybe it's like a massive wave serpent kind of thing, I don't know. I mean, all sorts of things come to mind, Jameson Half, do you have any experience with Vallejo metallic color range? I think it's an airbrush line. I'm having hell of a time with GWs. Yeah, I would definitely switch to Vallejo's metallic line if you're not happy with Citadel's metallics. I personally have become a really big fan of Scale 75's metallic lines. They sell them in nice little packages where you can get all the full assortment of colors. Of course, another one I've been digging, I've been playing around with, and I've been digging how well they cover is MIG Ammo, their metallic line. And I was surprised at how big MIG Ammo, their acrylic line is. Their acrylic line probably rivals Vallejo in the amount of colors that they offer. They've got a really big assortment of colors. But yeah, you can try their metallics. I like Big Ammo's metallics, and I really like Scale 75s. I would recommend Scale 75 before the other ones. I'm a big fan of the Scale 75's colors. They're just fantastic. They're so rich. They flow so nicely. They cover so well. They're almost like if you're playing with the Citadel colors, you know how like the base colors, like the base category of colors, right? You know how like you can throw ceramite white on top of black and like 2 coats, it just is completely white again. That's what Scale 75's colors are like, except thinner. They go on really, really thin, which is good. You want that because you don't obscure details. So anyway, yeah, definitely. Tolo. Eldari group on Facebook. There's a guy that did hydro dipping Falcon chassis items, and personally, I think it looks like shite. Well, okay. I don't know. You have to point me to. You have to send me the link to that one, Tolo, because yeah, I'll be the judge if it's crap or not. Because I mean, I like a lot of things. So Johnny Wraith, email. Great Death Angel, email too. Why is it? Holy crap! Yeah, it's already 1:45. Man, I've been talking all this time. Jeez Louise. Cocking 555, Way of the Brush 169. 10 minutes in the past chat. Yeah, well, I'm 10 minutes back. Why? Well, because I'm kind of going through, and I mean, like I'm kind of skimming to the ones that say Kris, so I'm trying to move forward here. Two Guns. Woohoo! Made a live show again at last. Hello, Kris, and greetings all. Well, welcome. Yeah, you know what? Okay. I think last comment by Malik is the last one. So he's just saying, cool, I'll check it out. I don't know what he's checking out. He's checking out something. He's going to check out something. So let's do an email. Headphones. Email time. Email time. And of course, we can always thank Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, for that music intro that we so love and hold and cherish and love so. Anyway, this is an email from Eric. Yeah, just Eric. Kris, I have seen in some of your painting tutorials that you use Liquitex Flow Aid to improve the flow of your washes and glazes. My local hobby store doesn't seem to have any of that particular product, but did have golden open thinner, which seems to, from the product description anyway, fulfill the same function. I'm wondering if you have any suggestions for alternatives to Liquitex Flow Aid. Thanks. Alternatives to Liquitex Flow Aid? I know like Reaper has a flow improver. That product, the Golden's Open Thinner, I have not tried it. I've used a lot of Golden products. The Open Thinner, it sounds like it's just a thinner to me. See, the Flow Aid is not a thinner. That's where some people get confused, I think. Flow Aid is a flow improver. It's to help with the flow. When you break it down to a wash glaze consistency, usually just a wash consistency, glazing with it, it works really well. It keeps, like when you break a color down really far, especially if you've done it with water, and you add a little flow aid to it, it'll start to flow a lot better. It'll stop flowing like water, and it'll start to flow like paint again. And because you're changing the viscosity, because that's what the flow aid does. It changes the viscosity of the paint or your wash mixture, be it mediums and water, or and paints, inks. You know what I mean? All these variables. I mean, all these things are very interchangeable, very interchangeable. And that open thinner sounds more like just an acrylic medium. But that open part, I'm not sure what they're talking about when they're talking about that open part. And I'm going to have to look into it. I've not seen that product myself. I was actually just in the art supply store the other day, and I was looking up some products and eyeballing, just getting my shopping list together, and some products I'm gonna probably try and demo, and utilize outside, you know, with some of this miniature stuff and everything, effects and things like that nature. But anyway, so the flow aid, remember, is just to change the viscosity of the paint or your color mixture, your wash mixture. Egg racks, earthshade, Nuln oil, all that stuff. You know how we slap it onto the model and it creeps into the recesses? That's because of the viscosity of that ink mixture. Because a product like Flow Aid is introduced into that shade wash. Essentially, Egg Racks Earthshade is a sepia ink with probably an acrylic binder with a product like Flow Aid mixed in to give it that characteristic, which we all know and love. Because you can take regular inks and apply it in the same way as a shade wash, but it uniformly covers the surface. But you add a bit of that Flow Aid, and all of a sudden it goes and it wants to creep into the recesses, and it only barely tints the open areas. It wants to creep into the details. That's what Flow Aid does. I don't know if Golden Open Thinner is going to do that. Because they're saying it's a thinner, makes me think it's a thin acrylic clear medium that's going to thin your colors down. Flow Aid is not a thinner. Flow Aid is not a thinner. It's only there to change the viscosity. So hopefully, Eric, that helps. Getting your hands on Liquitex Flow Aid, again, you might have to order it. You probably spend anywhere from $10 to $15 a bottle. The bottle's going to last you a long time. I bought a bottle years ago. Let me see if I can find it. Years and years and years ago. And yeah, years and years and years ago. And I can, oh, there we go. And you can, oh, you can barely see in the camera. Look at it. That's where my Flow Aid sits right now. I don't use this bottle. I poured this bottle into a smaller bottle. And I use this bottle. And so in the videos, you'll probably see me use this thing because this has got a little dropper in it, you know? And of course, finding these things, right? Nice and easy all the time. Fantastic, right? And so that's what I use because you just need a drop or two of this stuff in your shade mixture, shade wash, and it does the trick. And it'll change those properties and, you know. So, yeah. But Flow Aid, Liquitex Flow Aid, where are we? Is not a thinner. You can thin your paints with it, but you're wasting it. Yeah, and you're not using the right tool for the right job. Comments. Vallejo Flow Improver is what I'm using. Okay, that's Roman Matinoff. So Vallejo apparently makes a flow improver. That's the word you're looking for. It's flow. A flow improver. I know Reaper has one. And apparently Vallejo has one. And of course I use Liquitex because, you know, they're a big art supply company. And Golden probably has one. But I don't know if that's what that is. I don't know. I can't say. I can't say go ahead, buy that product, and it's the wrong thing, because then I'd be leading you astray. I mean, you can buy it if you want and try it out. I mean, having extra thinner around is not a bad thing. So go ahead, you know. But Liquitex Flow Aid is not a thinner. Marco Farias, that's the good stuff. The Vallejo Flow Improver? Sure. They're all pretty much the same. I mean, in a pinch, you can use detergent or dish soap. Just the tiniest of drops. It'll do the same thing. Kevin Cabal, Golden Flow Release is excellent. Basically the same as Liquitex Flow Aid. Golden is Open is Golden's line of paints and mediums that have a bit of retarder in them already. Yeah, Kevin is saying Golden's thinner is just that, not Flow Release. Okay, so Golden, it's called Flow Release. There we go. So hopefully, Eric, you're paying attention. Well, Eric only sent this email. Well, he only sent this email like a week ago. So hopefully he's paying attention, or he sees this later on. But anyway, yes. So that's what he's looking for. If he's going to stick within Golden's color line and paint line, Flow Release. That's what you're looking for. Dark Commissioner Kris, can you make a gem paint from thin colored mixed with art coat? I don't see why not. You'd probably want to go with a translucent or transparent color. So, for example, you use bloodletter, Lamenter's yellow, Lamenter's yellow, or you've got the Forge World clear colors, and you mix those into the art coat, or there's really not a whole lot of clear colors, but you want to look for those clear colors because that's what those technicals are made from. They're made from the clear colors. So if you don't already have those colors, you might as well just buy the technicals. If that's what you were looking to do with that particular product, is just to paint your gemstones and get that effect, you might as well just buy the technicals. Because using an opaque color, like a not see-through color, it's not going to give you the same result. You're going to put a lot of layers down and it's going to become very dull. It's not going to be very luminescent. Because the trick is that the clear color sits on top of that metallic, and the light bounces off that metallic and shines back all that color at you. That's what the appeal is with these technicals. Yes, you can do it. And in my kind of review and kind of study of those technical colors, those videos I did on those paints, I show alternate methods as well of using those colors and other products that could give you a similar result as well. It's in the vault, and check them out. Just look up the technicals or something like that. Gemstones or technicals. It should pop up. Old Man Logan, there he is. Are you mixing any water in with the flow aid in your dropper bottle? No, not in the dropper bottle. No, that's pure flow aid right in there. That's pure. It's pure, man. It's pure. No, it's just straight up flow aid in here. All I did, open that up, bloop, poured it in, use this. Because this has got like a little spout on it. But I mean, this is more for larger artist applications. This is more for, like, people who are painting large canvas pieces and stuff like that. That's what that was intended for. It wasn't made for us modelers. There's not a lot of products out there for us modelers. We have to pretty much scavenge and improvise everything, right? Otherwise, we have to just rely on Citadel to provide it. And if we're living in a Citadel-centric kind of world, we'd all be just edge highlighting our models anyway. So, yeah. Nathan Allen, heyo, been a while since I've been able to catch a live show. Almost got my AdMech fully painted, so I got that going for me. Probably will knock them out this weekend. Awesome. Anthony B, episode 169. Give me the good stuff. I like that right there. Anthony B, you win. What do you win? The key to my heart. Or apparently exploitation. Apparently I'm exploiting people. I don't know. Man, people are crazy. Dark Dimension, Kris. Thanks, Kris. I'll try some experiments and let you know eventually. Yes, please do. Please do. Let's do another email because we can. Ooh, this might be a bit of a long one. This is from the Grunt Orc. Yellow. Hi, Kris. Finally, I've finished a squad of Terminators, pronounced with Arnold accent, a Terminator. Here be some pics for you and the monkeys. Arr. I want to read that like a pirate. Here be some pics for you. I'd appreciate some feedback on them, improvement ideas, what is good with them and what is not. I spend a lot of time painting the buggers as I was not sure how to paint the trims and details on the Terminator armor. Decided to go with the details as Terminator armor is revered technology in the Imperium, even if my chapter is Black Templar. I think Black Templar would even hold a higher, reverence for such items. Thank you for your show. I watch it whenever I can, and when I can't follow live, I watch when I'm painting stuff. P.S. My wife says your voice is so soothing to listen to, even if she doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. So it helps to keep my family docile while I'm painting. P.P.S. This stupid limit of email size is killing me. More pics in main part 2. So there's going to be more pics. I always a fan and a Silver Vault. the Gruntork. And so here are his Terminators. Holy moly. These look pretty darn cool to me. Look at these guys. Nice bit of edge highlighting. Some transfers. Nice colorful base. I like the contrasting color chosen for the bases. I like it. Excuse me. The gold, I like. It's kind of a classic kind of gold. It's that greeny kind of gold. We'll get a look. Yeah, color looks like it's nicely laid on, nice and smooth. The edge highlights are nice and sharp. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. I like that he wasn't afraid to apply transfers to his models. A lot of people are afraid to apply transfers to the models. I'm not sure why. Again, I like the choice of color on the base and the models. The green, the gold, and everything like that. It works really, really great. No, I don't have anything. You know, I mean, as I'm looking at them, I think maybe the gold could come up just a spot more, just on the corners. You know, just a little corner highlight. Because I'm sure you have the abilities to come in really fine like that. Although I really do like how that yellow gold is just really quite yellow. It's against that really black, you know. And I like the black highlights. I mean, are right on. Oh, yeah, that's it for this part. There's another part to this. Right here. So yellow, more picks. The Crozius are the stencils attached with the micro set and microsaw. Heavy guys and magnetized weapon options, the Gruntork. Okay. So, again, we're back to Terminators. And, yeah, I think really what it is that the gold, I think, could just use a little bit of brighter highlight just at the corners. You know what I mean? Just like at the corners of the Crozius. But otherwise, I mean, no. They're Marines, man. I mean, you know. Ooh, the sword effect. That looks nice. Yeah. Yeah, the bases are really, really cool. No, and it looks like your base coats look nice and smooth. Highlights are nice and small on the armor. I like that because, I mean, you know, when you're doing black armor, right, it's always really tough. People always tend to end up applying too much color. I mean, really, like the edge highlights, you probably don't have to push that final gray as far as you did, but it doesn't hurt that you did. So, you know. But you probably didn't have to go quite that far with that final gray highlight. Oh, look at this. Got some scorching on the rockets here. That's really cool. I guess maybe the metal could use a bit more depth. But, I mean, it looks fine. I mean, but, yeah. A little bit more tone difference in the metals, maybe. I know he probably wanted to keep them bright just because the darkness of the models themselves. Painted the eyes like little gemstones. It's really nice. No, I mean, I think I'd like to see a little bit more color variance in the metals. The gold could use another little highlight maybe, or you could push the shadows in it a little bit more. You either use like a bit of Seraphim Sepia or you know, Agrax or Shade or something like that, and just push that color back a bit more or something like that. But otherwise, no. I mean, like, if these are for gaming with, I mean, these look fantastic. If you were gonna go into a competition like a tournament kind of thing, and you're gonna get best painted for your army, I think these would definitely be contenders. No, they look fantastic. Yeah, you know, just minor little nitpicky things, but I mean, you know, if they're your game pieces, they look fantastic. They look fantastic. So, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Where are we? Anthony B. But I already have the key to your heart. All right. Mad Cow Crazy. I would have needed a flow aid pretty badly when I had kidney stones like 4 years ago. Jeez Louise. When it finally came out, I was surprised it was only the size of a grain of sand. Felt like a baby crawling out. That paints a really awful picture. Jeez Louise. Yeah. I can honestly say I've never had that fight. Kidney stones, thankfully, knock on wood. You know, man, grain of salt? Salt or sand? Sand. Sorry. Oof. I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing on that. Rupert Bear. Hello all. Great to make a live show again. Can't wait to get home and paint some minis. Some minis. Lord Krabby. Some awesome termies. Reminds me of Wolfenstein. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, they have that Templar thing going on in Wolfenstein anyway, though, right? The Grunt Orc, yeah, they're completely for gaming. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they look fantastic, dude. They look fantastic. They're for gaming. Awesome stuff. If you were entering those, like, as part of your army and you were going to a tournament and you were going to get judged on your painting for your army, you definitely, in my opinion, be a contender for best painted. I mean, you know, there's a few things you could do to neaten up a few things or, you know, dial in a few things, but otherwise, I mean, as they were, they looked awesome. And I'm sure on the tabletop, they look awesome. Because oftentimes, you know, when we're painting for the camera, it's a different thing than painting to the eye. The eye can be tricked a lot easier, and the camera is not. The camera will show everything. The camera will show that little dog hair that you didn't even notice earlier, right? I mean, you're like, oh, here, I'm going to show my model. Bang, take a picture. Geez, there's a big friggin' pube on it or something like that. And you're like, what the hell? And you're like, you know, you got to go in and clean it off. And yeah, it's all a pain. The Gimme, episode 16.9. The episode interrupted by a period. I'm out of here. Later, monkeys. The Gimme. What? 16.9? Ha ha ha. I like jokes. The Grunt Orc, thank you for the feedback, Chris. Looking to highlighting the metals a bit more. Well, it's not. Maybe it's not so much highlighting. Maybe it's pushing those shades further back. I like how the bright gold was on those Terminators. I like that level of brightness, but maybe it's pushing those shadows a bit more, getting a bit more color gradient in there, right? Pushing those mid-tones. Same with the guns, the metals on the guns. It's not so much putting them brighter, it's maybe getting some more color depth in between into the shadow points. And so, yeah. Of course, everybody jumps on the one word I use here. Old Man Logan, a pube? Wow. Kevin Cabal, pubes on your models. The danger of painting naked. Pubes, man. I mean, they're a real danger, man. Great Death Angel. Wow, GW's pre-orders for this week are just off. Charging $35 US for 5 Primaris Marines when I can buy 10 for 60. Yeah. You might as well buy 10, right? It's crazy. It's craziness. Let's do another email. Headphones time. Email time. Email time. Love those jingles. This is from C.W. Kreiner. Picks from my backlog. Only 100 plus to go. And so let's have a look at C.W. Kreiner's work, as he was kind enough to send us... Whoops, wrong thing. Hit the wrong button. Anyway. Yeah, it's that kind of show, people. Very nice. Looks nice and neat. I think I'd like to. I think it kind of goes back to the a bit more contrasts. You know, I like to see a little bit more shading in there, in metals and stuff like that. Cloth, but otherwise it's nice and neat. Trimming off the mold bits and nibs and nubs and stuff like that. Be mindful of that. Oh, the T-Man. That's cool. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. He-Man. Nice and neat. Whoa. I don't know which one's which. Big blue guy or the red chick with horns. Either way. What are you painting your models with? They're so shiny looking. Are you applying a gloss on top of this? Like, are you base coating and then applying a gloss? Or are the paints really glossy? Because like the model here on the left, it almost looks like you're painting with enamels. Yeah. I must know. CW Kreiner, if you're in today. Are you in today? I don't know. Might not be. Anyway. Oh. He looks fanatical. Is that it? That's not it, is it? That might be it. I think that's it. Is that it? I think that was it. Well, thank you, CW, for sending that in. Very cool. The He-Man guy, I think you're off to a great start with the He-Man guy. And the Lich dude, yeah, make sure you trim those nibs and nubs off of your models and stuff. And the Demon Duders, I don't know if they're like, I don't know what the models are from, but the models look so shiny. Why is that? Is that a gloss coat on top of them? Like, are you done? Like, are you just intending on doing base coats and then just protecting them and then playing with them, which is fine. I mean, if they're gaming pieces, you know, it's entirely up to you as to how far you want to take them, right? So, yeah. Where are we in the comments? Where are we? Jeez, did I fall this way behind? G squared, don't work on your models naked. That Exacto is unforgiving. Get the chop. Bears P. Hey all, Chris. Here's a question heard many times with a twist. How do I start practicing painting cheaply but buy useful stuff? Where I'm at, intro to Warhammer 40k box is 15% of my salary, PhD researcher. Where do you start? Well, it's really what are you into? If you're getting into the Warhammer 40k game and you're getting into this whole hobby, Citadel makes a lot of fantastic introduction type products. They make their paint line very easy to understand and use because they've given the paints a category which they fall into: base, layer, shade, glaze, edge highlight, dry brushing. You know what I mean? So you can kind of know what you're going to do with these paints when you buy them, right? So there's that. Unfortunately, though, the amount of paint you get in a paint pot, if this is a concern, is not as much as the competitors. The competitors sell for less and you get more. Citadel sells at a premium. Citadel colors are a heavy-bodied paint. They're a bit thicker. If you've ever played with paints before, they're a thicker paint. Another great paint line for introduction, and they have really great introduction sets, is Army Painter. Army Painter has a lot of great colors. They're comparable to Citadel's paint line. A lot of these color companies that create paint lines, they often create colors that imitate Citadel's colors. They often are always following Citadel's lead as far as the shades of colors available. Nobody's gone off the reservation as far as, you know, making up a complete swatch of color line for miniatures, you know, because I don't know, nobody's brave enough. Nobody's brave enough to tackle that obstacle, because I'm sure you're going to end up with colors in between other colors, or even deliberately make the colors in between Citadel colors. I mean, like, has nobody thought of these things, you know? Because so many people want to just layer their highlights and have all the transitions. But anyway, getting started in this hobby. Citadel products really are probably your best bet, other than maybe Army Painter or Reaper. You know, like there are other paint lines, but oftentimes, if you're going to get into 40K, it's often better to ease in with the guides and products that they recommend. That'll best get you into the hobby, but unfortunately, it does come at a premium. You are paying a premium price, but at this early stage in the game, you know, you're not going to really know the difference anyway. Really what matters is how you take care of things early on and becoming a better painter early on. That's what's going to make the difference. Taking care of your paints, taking care of your brushes, you know what I mean? Taking care of things so that they last, so that you get your money's worth, you know? Switching to a palette, switching to a wet palette, you know? All these things. Buying brush soap to take care of your brushes. Take care of your brushes. So those are all those factors. And those factors, you know, cost pennies, right? And Citadel, their products are everywhere. The brushes, the paints, primers, technicals, you know, basing supply materials, all that stuff. It's all readily available in any hobby store. And if you're getting it, if you're new to this and you're getting into it, there's nothing wrong with buying that stuff. Yes, you know, and people will tell you this. Yes, you know that there are cheaper, more efficient products, but you're just starting out. You're just starting out. You don't know the difference between you know, how thin paint and thicker paint flows, and how they, you know, how that relates when you're mixing, glazing, dry brushing. You know what I mean? You don't know these things, but if you start out with the basic paint line and start off with the one that pretty much everybody starts out with, you'll be fine. You know, Citadel brushes are fine. There are other high quality brushes out there, but Citadel brushes are fine. They will get the job done. You know, Army Painter has a wide selection of brushes as well. They're fine brushes as well, and I think they're not quite as much, but you can get those ones as well. I would go between Citadel and Army Painter as far as, you know, starting out in this hobby. So hopefully that helps. Who asked the question? Barris? Yeah, Barris, that's it. So hopefully that helps. You know, research, do your research, you know, look for deals, and you know, you should be okay. Of course, buy the paints that you need. The Citadel paint sets, they're not horrible. You end up with a lot of duplicates if you end up just buying, you know, the paint sets. But if you say, for example, you're starting Space Marines and you want to do Ultramarines, getting the Ultramarine paint set is not a horrible idea. It'll get you there, right? You already have the colors you need. You already have the painting guides right there. You get yourself a standard brush and a fine detail brush. You're laughing. Where else? Ruben Matnoff, you jumped over my email. I'll try not to take it personal. I know, I realize that, but don't worry, it's all primed up and ready to go right now. Anthony B. Kris, are you sad to see Cullen leave for school? Am I sad to see him leave for school? No, I will not see him leave for school. Thursday was his last day, and so, you know, we shook hands, and I told him to, you know, stay in school, do well, and, you know, to watch his cornhole. You know, hopefully he takes my advice and, you know, plays it smart, and, you know, he does well. He's in film, so I'm sure, you know, he's already absorbed quite a bit, I think, in his studies, and, you know, he seems like a really knowledgeable cat. And yeah, I mean, like, he's fun to have around here. He's good for a laugh, and, you know, yeah. I mean, am I sad? No, I'm glad. I'm glad he's going back to school, because, you know, he's a smart cat, and I'm sure he's going to go far. So, no, I'm not sad. I'm glad. I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's making the right choices in life. All right, where are we? Plasma Play. Honestly, I sometimes use dollar store brushes, and they're fine. Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, there are a lot of painters out there who use crap paints, like cheap acrylic paints, and they paint really wonderful stuff. And there's artists out there who use the high-end, you know, cost premium dollars, and this paint will just paint itself, and it's mediocre, right? It's not the paint, it's not the equipment, it's the artist. That's what matters. But if you're new, you know, you best just go with the flow kind of thing. Get into it. And then you can say, well, gee, I mean, like, because, I mean, if you're killing your $15 Citadel brushes, you're not taking care of them. So take care of your brushes. If you take care of your dollar store brushes, they'll do fine. But you're not likely to take care of dollar store brushes. You're most likely to throw them away and treat them like crap. You know? Versus spending proper money on things, you're more likely to take care of them, take them seriously, right? So, you know, there is that. Dwarf Lord. Some people in the mini painting world seem to take pride in using cheap stuff. When a Winsor Newton thread pops up, someone says they use their nose hair on a chopstick rather than buy a decent brush. Weird. Yeah. Some people out there, I mean, that's talk. Proof is in the pudding. You know, let me see a picture of your nose hair painted brush, and let me see a video of you using your nose hair brush. Let me see it, and I'll take your word for it. Otherwise, shut up. You know what I mean? No, that's an exaggeration. But using, you know, cheaper brushes, like, you know, right, like, you know, the ones that come in, you know, the cellophane bags and stuff like that, and you can just get those brushes, and, you know, they got like the cheap hairs. Yeah, they're good for a few uses. Those will do the trick. Are they going to last as long? Not likely. There's a reason why you spend the money on good brushes. There's a reason for it. Because they're properly made. Like this Winsor Newton, right? This Winsor Newton's handmade. You know, of course, too. It says, wave the brush. Can I focus on that? I can't focus on. Can I? I can focus on that. Watch this. Here we go. We're gonna do something here. Whoa, chow. I can't see. Can I see it? Am I too close? Oh man, I'm really close now. Okay, I'm too close. Apparently, I'm too close. Let's go back to here. There we go. There. See? Way of the brush. Winsor Newton. Oh, I gotta fix this again. Whoops. No, go back. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're back. Nice. Maybe I should just do like a soft blur on the thing. Kind of like, you know, in the old movies, the 70s, when they had like the soft haloing and stuff like that. Anyway. You know, this brush here, normally it's a number 2, I believe. This is a number 2. No, this is number 6. This is number 6. Yeah, Series 7, number 6. Okay, so this is the biggest one for Series 7 then. And these are around, I think, 26 Canadian or US. I think US. So anyway, but I mean, like, now that brush, I mean, is a specialty, but but I have other Winsor Newton brushes that I use. Take care of them, last, and they do the job. But it's entirely up to you. It's your own learning experience. I mean, you can sit here and listen to me talk about, you know, my experiences, but they're going to be completely different from the next artist you ask, and their experiences and their journey, and it's going to be completely different for your journey. Also remember that you also take a journey into this hobby, and, you know, in your own experiences. I mean, you can take the advice of others, but you can try them out yourself as well. I could get people all the time tell me, well, this is crap. Don't do this. I give it a try and I like it, and I'll use it, even though other people said it was crap or didn't work, or, you know, it was broken, or, you know, whatever. And I'll say, I don't know, I'm going to give it a try myself. Try it out. I like it. It worked fine. Other people, full of crap. Simple as that. Tolo. You can also enter contests for painting, etc. Max Mini, I think, has a mega paint set giveaway on Facebook right now till tomorrow. Sure. Oh, for the Barris. For Barris. Yeah, enter painting competitions. Look for Facebook competitions and stuff like that. Maybe you'll win something. Never know. Reckless GK. Anyone built and paint a Dreamforge Games Leviathan Crusader model before? I'm waiting for mine for hopefully show up today. I've not painted one. I know somebody who owns one, but I've not painted one. I've not seen one myself, so could not say. Tolo, oops, it's Cromlech having contest. Okay, Cromlech. Okay, great. Dark Commission, the first paints I used were acrylic tube paints from the pound shop. Were okay, just thicker than norm. Yeah, you can use acrylic paints, like artist acrylic paints you get for like, you know, $3, and use those. Just bear in mind, you're probably going to want to thin them down. And they're not really designed for this scale of painting, meaning that oftentimes they're designed for larger canvases. The pigment is designed for this amount of work. And you end up having to lay down a lot of layers of that stuff. Because I've used cheap artist paint on canvases. And you have to lay down a few layers of color to build up a good strong color. It's just like miniatures. But when you use that stuff on miniatures, it's the same thing. You got to build up a bunch of layers on it, because you got to work with it kind of thin, because the pigment isn't as strong as the big bottle versus the little bottles. The little bottles, it seems like it's just a bit more pigment, a little bit more strength than the big bottles. That's all. Val Valence, Kris, why are you trying to seduce us all with the Way of the Brush Series 7? I know. I should talk to them. I should ask them if they want to do a brush, Way of the Brush thing. They may, because it's right there. It's Way of the Brush. It's already on a brush. Way of the Brush. You never know. You never know. It could be like Bob Ross. Bob Ross has got his own paints and brushes and crap and stuff. It's got his little likeness and his little cartoon logo of himself. You never know. Probably when I'm dead and gone, you'll see all these little stupid products showing up. Somebody capitalizing on my name. Dimitri Apetin. There also seems to be a trend to take pride in ignoring advice. I painted straight out of the pot. No base coat, no palette. Ha! Be free. It's art. Over in Facebook groups like Every Metal. What do you think about that, Kris? I'm part of the Every Metal. I like a lot of things I see, and some of the stuff, I mean, I don't think it's a lot of to that extreme. At least it doesn't feel like that. At least, I mean, I'm not paying that close attention to those posts, but yeah, I mean, I see some really fantastic painting. It is art. And yeah, I mean, you can do it however you want. They're your models. It's your money. Spend it how you want. They're your models. You paint them however you want. If you want to paint them in your own blood, then paint them in your own blood. I mean, they're your models. You can do whatever you want, you know? It's freedom, man. It's freedom. It's art. Art is freedom. Art is expression. Now, it's hard to imagine miniature painting as art oftentimes, because it's very confined what we're working on. These are little sculptures that we paint, and you know, one out of 10 are going to paint that sculpture a little bit differently. Otherwise, most are going to paint that sculpture the same way, or the same colors, or the same techniques. So we're all doing kind of the same thing, and it's that 1 in 10 person who's going outside the box and doing something different for that model. And, you know, it's hard to imagine. Now, in my opinion, yes, everybody's an artist when they're painting. You're an artist when you're painting, because you're expressing, because you bought an army that you identified with, and you're using the colors that you identify with, and you're going to use techniques that you like, that you find efficient and what have you. So it is, in its essence, an expression of you, which is art. Art is your self-expression. So, yes, everybody who's into this and takes their painting somewhat seriously, I mean, you know, you got to take it somewhat seriously. You're an artist. You're an artist. And, you know, be proud of your paint jobs. Even if they are just your first paint jobs, be proud of them. And definitely do not cover over them or strip the model, anything like that. Keep that model. Because I was having this conversation with Tark yesterday about, because he's constantly in this process of painting his model, and then it seems like he's going to strip the model, and then he starts painting the model again, and then strips the model, and then, you know what I mean? You're not going to know where you need to progress if you keep erasing your mistakes. Keep your mistakes as a record of your progress, right? That's the only way you're going to progress, is if you know and can look back where you were making mistakes. If you keep erasing your mistakes, you're not going to know where to go next. You're not going to know where you need to improve. Keep your mistakes. Be proud of your mistakes. Be proud of your early work, because again, it's your self-expression. It's you. And, you know, be proud of it. Be happy with your work. It's just a hobby anyway, right? I mean, as I mentioned before, you know, this is like Zen time. This is zero. This is zero. This is home base. This is, you know, where you're collecting yourself. This is because, I mean, like, we all got to deal with real life. We got family things. We got financial things. We got life, school, you know, outside things. We got all these other concerns in the world. And I mean, like, when we're painting, it's our time to just kind of forget everything and just concentrate and just be in the moment of just enjoying our little space we are, just our little toy men, and painting happily, you know? That's what that time is. And again, because through these models, by proxy, we are expressing ourselves, you know? I mean, nobody's just going to go and say, roll a die. Okay, Tyranids. I'm going to play Tyranids, and I'm going to paint them, you know, purple. All right, great. I got purple Tyranids. I'm going to paint them up all day long. And, you know what I mean? Nobody does that. Nobody, because somebody goes, well, I like Tyranids. Ooh, because I like the creepy and crawly, and I like insects, and I like scary little things. And, ooh, I'll paint them black with a little bit of white. And, you know, because I like black and white and with a little spots of color. And, you know what I mean? Those are all your own personal decisions. So your army, by that, is an expression of you. So, yeah. Where was I? I went off on a wild rant there, didn't I? Oh, right, talking about being art and in the Facebook groups. That's right. Okay, yeah. So I can see that, but don't, you know, take yourself seriously in those kind of regards, in the fact that you want to improve. And, you know, but people out there who are, well, I was doing this and that, and, you know, who cares? What does it matter? You know, ultimately, right? Good for you. Great. You win. There's no prize. You know, so it's okay. Dwarf Lord, today's vid title should be The Wisdom of Bellow. Oh, shoot. Plasma Blaze, I was glad I was listening to the suggesting using a palette. Ooh, blood models. Yeah, use your own blood on models. Here we go. Old Man Logan's got it right here. Paint it in your own blood with your pube hair chopstick brush if you want. Jeez. That's a bit extreme, but I like it. And I agree with Old Man Logan. Yeah. Do whatever you want, man. It's your life. You know, there's enough things in this world telling us what to do, what to eat, what to say, and by God, if you want to paint your models however you want, paint your freaking models however you want. Dwarf Lord, Old Man Logan, new painting series for Kris? Yeah. I don't think you want to watch that one. And, I mean, you know, bear in mind, Kris is pretty hairless, so you can hear, like, the crickets in the background. LOL, yes, for gold members only. Gold vault members only. G squared, why don't you tell us how you really feel, Kris? Yeah, well, it was a bit of a rant. I know. Yes, I know. But it's why we tune in, isn't it? But I think sometimes what it is just, you know, people are just kind of overthinking some of this stuff too much. You know? It's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. You know? Taking the fun out of it. every time I sit down and paint, and I'll be honest here, every time I sit down and paint, sometimes the whiff of the paint, certain paints, like typhus corrosion is one. Typhus corrosion has this smell that reminds me of my childhood, when I was painting, when I was young. And it takes me back every time I play with this color. It takes me back. And it takes me back to that. It almost sounds going to bust into a song there. It just has that smell. Like old school paints used to have. All the Citadel colors used to have this smell. Whatever's in here used to have this smell. And it's just kind of strange. And when I sit down, and sometimes when I'm painting, and I'll get hit with that smell, I'll feel like I'm 13 again. And that's something kind of magical as far as human chemistry is concerned, when something like that can just spark a memory like that. Because I know my happiest moments when I was younger, when I wasn't getting into trouble, was when I was painting and playing with my models and imagining battles and space battles and heroes and, you know what I mean, and deeds of valor and, you know what I mean, just all these kind of things. It just take me back to that happy little place. And that's what it's always about. That's what it should always be about. It shouldn't be about, you know, being the best painter, you know, who's the biggest YouTuber, or, you know, who's got the most golden demons, or it should be just about being happy, making yourself happy. You know, so what if that guy can paint to that standard? Good for him. He's put the time in for sure. Be happy for him because he put the time in. I'm going to sit here and paint my crappy little dollar store paints and pube hair brushes. I'm going to use those to paint my models, and I'm going to be happy with it because that's what I've got. You know? Yeah. Just be happy. Vile balance. Kris, the smell of asbestos? It could be asbestos. I don't know. Sure. I mean, I don't know. Oh, man. Great Death Angel Kris. It'd be real weird if you did a tutorial on how to make those pube brushes. Please don't make that tutorial series. Don't worry. I won't. Again, because I mean, I'll be sitting there like, trying to use a pair of scissors, and here's how you get your crop of hairs. You know? So, no. Oh, man. Old man Logan. Sadly, I did not catch the painting bug in my youth to experience that smell. The closest to, for me, is when I open a bottle of super glue. Yeah, okay, sure. You know, it's just that hit. I mean, hopefully you're not sitting there sniffing it. I mean, like, you know, but that whiff of air, you know what I mean? You can smell that, right? It's yeah. There's lots of things like that. Green stuff. When I'm kneading green stuff and the smell of it, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I can remember the first time I cracked this stuff open and I practically glued my fingers together with the green stuff because it just would not come out of my skin, you know? Yeah, I know. Tolo, I love the smell of old painting in the morning. It reminds me of where am I? And it helps prepare my day for hell. I mean, work. Yeah, exactly. Mad Cow Crazy. I am only happy when people around me are jealous of my success. If no one is jealous, then my life has been pointless. Or something like that. Today's focus on having more stuff than your neighbor. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the world we live in, eh? You know? Consumption. Consume, consume, consume. It's sad. Two Guns Painting. When I paint, it's the only time in a stress-filled life that my brain turns off and I truly chill. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what it's supposed to be about, right? That's what it's supposed to be about. Chilling out. You know, finding your chi. Zen. You know, going back to zero. You know what I mean? just sitting there and just, you know, chilling out. I agree. That's what it's supposed to be about. Old man Logan. Need to change the title of the episode to Give Me the Good Stuff and Pubes. Mad Cow Crazy. When was I eating green stuff? No, I wasn't eating green. WTF. No, I wasn't eating green stuff, but I was when I was kneading it. Kneading. That's what it's called when you are mixing the green stuff. It's called kneading. That's why it's called kneadite, because you knead it. Anyway, not eat. And before I realized how important it was to keep your hands moist, or at least keep some sort of barrier on your fingers when you're kneading this stuff, especially when you get it to the point of green. Yeah, I know. Well, that was like the first time, and because for whatever reason, I have like deep grooves in my fingerprints. Like my fingerprints are like deep and like really recessed, and green stuff just like sticks right in between each of your little lines of your fingerprints and stuff like that. And it's like, oh my lord, and it's, you know, it's all over the place, and you know, you're just fiddling with it. And so yeah, but it's kneading. That's the process of squishing it together and rolling it and kneading it and squishing it, and you know what I mean? That's kneading. Anyway. Vile Valence. Kris, be the trendsetter. Mustache hair brushes by Kris Windsor is sure to pick up for the high quality of follicle. I don't know. I don't know what kind of quality of follicles these are. They're sensitive. I can use them like cat whiskers. Like if it was completely dark in here, and if these were long enough, I could feel my way around a room. Dimitri Abbott, Kris mustache brush confirmed. Kevin Cabal, Kris's mustache is indeed sharp in several ways. Mad Cow Crazy. Oh, I thought it was some sort of mixing technique for green stuff I'm not familiar with. No, yeah, kneading. He said that's just that's what it's called. Like when we used to do in pottery, is you knead the clay. You knead it because you massage it and you roll it and you mix it and you make it softer, not process. And just like green stuff, when you're kneading the colors together, you're kneading it, and you know you're mixing those colors and you're making it softer, and you're getting this pure mixture together. Vile Valence. I love how off topic we get. Yeah, well, that's the show, man. What time are we at? Holy crap, we got 17 minutes left. We still have a few emails to get through. So let's jump to another email. Headphones. Email time. It's email time. Do you like how I did the little do-si-do there? This is from Rumen Matanov. Hey Kris, been a while since I sent anything in, so I thought I'd share some stuff I've been working on lately. With the first couple, I decided to take a break from all the blue with the Night Lords, so gave Karn and Typhus a go. Oh man, the new Typhus model. Beautiful. Oh my god. Anyway, pretty happy with the way it turned out and was fun. I've also put in some pictures of my first 30k Night Lord scheme. Really happy with it. It doesn't show very well in the pictures because of the flash, but it's quite different to what I've done so far with the 40k models. It's similar to what you did for the Thousand Suns in the quick tips, but the metallic base is only dry brushed in select spots. The claws are lead belcher highlighted with glazed green. I also got around to painting the Bike Lord conversion I sent quite some time ago now. While it turned out fine, I don't think I can do the conversion justice with my current painting skills. I'll be changing the color, the claws to green, same as on the Terminators. Anyways, hope you like it. As always, open to tips, suggestions. Keep being awesome. Thanks, Rumen. And so here, we'll start off with Khan the Betrayer. Ooh, I like that. I like it a lot. Like the flesh. I got that nice subtle blue in the veins there. Very nice. Gold looked good. pretty good separation from the gold and the red. The green hair is cool. It's eye catching. It plays nicely. The eyes, you know, everything that works out well. The chains, I think the chains could use a little bit more contrast, a little bit more shade in there. You know, just get them a little bit darker. Same with like the pistol and stuff. But otherwise, that's minor. The skulls and everything, the bone stuff looks good. Overall, I mean, he looks really good. Oh, we got some blue in the axe there. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Nice and neat. Colors look nice and flat. Colors look like they're where they should be. Yeah, it looks really good, man. I like it. Is this just a Berserker, or is this still Karn? Oh, this is still Karn. I can't tell. Yeah, I like it. Looks good. Ooh, Typhus. I think a bit more contrast is needed. Now, I think this is work in progress still, right? Because I'd like to see just a little bit more edge defining detail. There's so much going on Typhus that, you know, I mean, it's not like Karn where the boundaries are very clear as to where colors can be. With a lot of Nurgle models, it is kind of up to the painter to decide where stuff's going to go. But I mean, like, as far as clearly defining, you know what I mean, like where the faceplate is, the collar, the edge on the armor here, things of that nature, I think could be used a little bit more refining. But otherwise, he looks really, you know, plaguey-like. Plaguey? Is that a word? Yeah, see, I like the sickle. The sickle looks good. I think a little splash of like chipped metal, or like almost like just the edge there, or just kind of like streaking almost, would be really cool. I think that would be really cool. I also think the Destroyer Hive stacks could also stand out a bit. Even if you did them, you know, like flesh, or, you know, something else, something to differ them from the armor, because I think they're supposed to be busting from the armor, are they not? I like the varying tones you got in here, though. But yeah, you need a little bit more separation, I think, in some points, like the wrist and the elbow joints. Stuff like that. Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit deeper. I mean, it might be also the flash. Just the way the flash is kind of, it might be washing the color out a bit. But yeah, the Destroyer Hive, I think I'd like to see a little bit more separation on that Destroyer Hive. Whoa! This guy looks cool. Yeah, this is really cool. Love the color scheme. Looks good. Oh, man. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I like this. This is very cool. Yeah, I mean, the only things I could say about this stuff is, you know, push the highlights further, push the shadows a little further, you know, get a little more color gradient. But I mean, if that's outside your current abilities, I mean, this is fantastic, and don't worry about that stuff. That'll come later on as you develop. But I mean, this looks great here as is. I mean, concentrating on just getting a nice flat base coat, keeping colors where they should be, keeping things nice and neat. Really, I mean, you know, all the other stuff in time will get there for you. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. Again, you know what I mean? It's nice and clean. It's the colors where it should be. It's really good. And I think it's the flash. I think it's the flash that's washing out a lot of the contrasts. Be mindful of using shade washes entirely to achieve your effects. be more selective in where you apply it. But again, that's something that will come with time. Because you'll realize that shade wash doesn't always behave, because it's almost chance how that shade wash resides in those details, right? Sometimes it does perfectly what you want it to do, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it fogs up, and sometimes it doesn't adhere to the surface properly, and sometimes, you know, it's random. The stuff is really kind of random. And when you get more serious about your painting, you don't like random things. You don't want colors to do random things. You always want the colors to act the way you tell them to. This is really good. Oh, I love those claws. Those are awesome. I love that slight gradient in there. They almost have like a ghostly like appearance. And the lightning down the thing is just great. It's not overdone. The claws just look fantastic on here though. That looks really, really good. Sorry, I'm just admiring that green some more. I kind of tuned up there. Nice, like the transfers. Love the metallic blue. The metallic blue looks great. It's really, really nice. Again, nice and clean. Man. Those claws though, man. Those claws, they really do it for me. They're really awesome. There's a really nice effect you got going on there. They have like almost a spectral quality to them, you know. And you got a whole freaking squad of them. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. You got the captain there. Now your bases, is that the finished base for them, or is that like just thrown on there and then you're gonna paint it later? I'm going to assume that's finished. I'll pretend it's finished. Either way, it's a good contrast. You could also work that to like a light gray. You know, I think something just kind of bring out that texture a bit. I mean, not all the way to black or anything like that, but I'm talking like, you know, like a light gray, or, you know what I mean, if you base coat it in, say, like Celestra gray or something, and then give it a light dry brush of white, you know. But that's neither here nor there. Either way, awesome stuff. Thank you for sending that in. Those look fantastic, Roman. Yeah, I mean, as long as you stay nice and neat and clean, take care of those mold lines. Don't over prime. Keep your base coats nice and smooth. Do all those details. Your models will always look great. And, you know, when you want to get into like finer highlighting, creating gradients, and, you know, getting into other effects like OSL and non-metallic metals, once you start dabbling into those, then you'll really kind of start to understand, you know, color mixtures and thinning and, you know, stuff like that. I don't know if you've played with any of that stuff before, but really awesome stuff. Those terminators at the end, awesome. Love those claws. Those look fantastic. Fantastic. And yeah, really very, very cool. Oh, okay, it is a light gray. Ultraman. Okay. Sure. You could probably go a little darker. Celestra. Yeah, Celestra is just a little bit darker. And then give, you know, just a light dry brush of white, or even Ultraman, just to give it a little bit of texture or whatever. But anyway, either way, awesome stuff. Really cool. Two guns. Yeah, the claws just jump right out at you. Yeah, exactly. Time we at here? 54. Holy moly. Do we have time for another email? Yeah, we got enough time for another email. Let me take another sip of coffee. Let's do another email. This is from Nathan. Nathan? Hi, Chris. I've been in the hobby for a little over a year now and watching your videos and Way of the Brush for about as long. Was just watching this week's episode while I was working, and you had mentioned the new Dreadnought. so I wanted to show you mine and get your opinion. I painted them in a few hours, rushing to get them done for Fate of Connor Elite Week. Need to clean up some small things like around the missile pods, etc. I wanted to add pictures of my first models, but I lost the photos when my old phone broke, and they are looking rough due to riding in the cardboard starter box they came in. Then there's another part to his email. He forgot to add the pictures, and so let's add the pictures and ignore his email address that was briefly on the screen. And so here is his dreadnought. And from here, I say this is damn good quality work right here. And as we zoom in, that's pretty damn good. Nice and clean. Got some edge highlighting going on. Some washes on the metals. He's got to watch out a few things on the missile pods and stuff like that. But yeah, I like this kit too. This thing's cool. Very, very nice. Transfers look like they're placed nicely, nice and flat on the surface. He's also got the extra gun. I like that little glow effect on the plasma. Very cool. Low light shot, apparently. Just for drama, maybe. I don't know. Maybe to make it a little bit sinister. Here we go. Another picture with the flash. Very good. Yeah, I mean, like, it looks good. You know, I mean, when you're edge highlighting, use the side of the brush when you're edge highlighting. You don't have to draw with the brush point down, right? Use the, because if you have like a longer bristled brush, like the standard brush, it's got long bristles, and you can, you know, catch the edges with that, right? But otherwise, I mean, you know, fantastic. It looks good, you know. I mean, if it's been some time since you painted, it's good to see your back painting. I like all the little details, everything like that. Yeah, little missile pods could be cleaned up a little bit, but that's okay. Transfers look good. Did you weather that? Did you weather that? That looks like you weathered that. Or does the transfer come weathered like that? I gotta know, man. Did you weather that? Because either way, that's really good. Good stuff. I think he's weathering them. Yeah. Huh. Cool. Oh, is that it? No, there was another part to the email. There's one more. Glue next time I'll have one email. Oh, and then his last picture. Yeah, he put some weathering on the transfers. Very, very cool. Give it a bit of a beat up kind of look. Awesome stuff. Well, thank you, Nathan, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. Really good. Again, with your edge highlighting, you don't have to apply it right tip to the surface to do that edge highlight. You can use the length of the bristles and just catch that edge with just the sides of the bristles, and catch just that edge and get a nice smooth, consistent, you know, line across that surface. But otherwise, thank you for sending that email in. And oh, Nathan Best is here, and he did weather it. Awesome. I noticed, man. I noticed because it looked really cool. Now, how did you weather it? Did you simply use like a brush and stipple it on, or did you grab like a little sponge? Because if you're really into the weathering, I do have a few vids in Mini Wargaming's Vault on weathering models. It's simply using a sponge technique. Of course, you can find that sponge technique elsewhere on the internet. But yeah, you may want to look into that and applying, you know, just a little bit of chipping around the corners of his armor and stuff like that. Not too much. Don't go wild. Just a little few here points, you know, like on the shoulder, neck, you know, body kind of things. And just, you know, make him look a little bit more battle hardened if you want. But otherwise, awesome stuff. Thank you for the email. That's fantastic. And feel free to send me more of whatever progress you are doing. And yeah, so again, thank you. Was that one? That was that one. Yeah. Okay, so I am mostly caught up on my emails. I still have a couple emails, but we'll handle them next week because they're only like a day old, 2 days old. So, again, thank you. Sponge. Yeah. Oh, you did use a sponge? Okay. Well, yeah. Continue doing like the little sponge technique around the edges of the armor and stuff like that. Give them really that beat up kind of look. You know. But anywho, nothing else pressing in the comments. I don't see anything going on too heavy. So I think it's a good spot as any to end this broadcast. If you are a brand new to this hobby and you want to ask some questions, send them to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Of course, if you're commission painting service, or you have you want help on a color scheme, or you just want to show off what you're working on, feel free to send it to me, Kris@miniwargaming.com. Of course, I love getting emails. I wouldn't do the show if I didn't get emails. If I didn't get asked questions, I wouldn't do the show because, again, it's all about helping you. This show is always about you guys, you and the monkeys. Of course, if you're watching the show, then you kind of get lumped into the monkeys, and the monkey herd, crowd, cluster, mob gets larger and larger every broadcast, and so that's always good. And of course, join us on Discord if you want an immediate answer, because myself and the monkeys, we're always on Discord because we're usually just talking and chatting and having a few laughs. It's in the description below. Join me on Facebook, Way the Brush. Of course, waythebrush.com takes you immediately to the Facebook page. Of course, you can always post your stuff there, and I always post my kind of stuff, whatever I'm working on or think of or do or whatever kind of silliness comes to mind. I always end up posting on Facebook. Of course, Instagram, I post kind of more behind the scenes kind of stuff on my Instagram, just more like, showcasing models and what I'm working on and things of that nature. Recently, I've been working on, how I did the nail polish effect on this guy. Of course, you can't quite see it in this light. You gotta hold it way back here or something like that. Kind of see, how the light plays off its surface. Oh, this way. There we go. And yeah, so for my patrons, I shown how to do the diamonds, how I did those. Of course, they giving my patrons early access to some stuff, because, well, to show my support for them as well. They're supporting me, I support them, and everybody wins. Everybody wins. It's a win-win kind of situation. So again, I always thank my patrons because they're awesome, and they help, with making this project better. And that's what I want. I want to make this better. Better, better, better. Always striving to be better. Either better painter, better videographer, better entertainer, whatever, right? So awesome. So again, Way the Brush t-shirts. But I'm not wearing my t-shirt today. I'm wearing my old man G.I. Joe t-shirt. But t-shirts also help as well. Patron t-shirts. Again, of course, always liking and subscribing and sharing this vid with other people who you think could benefit from this kind of advice and, pep talk. Of course, I went on a bit of a rant earlier, but, hey, that kind of happens too. I mean, it's all about, painting talk and ranting. It's about ranting about all sorts of stuff. So I think that'll do. Join me next week. I'll be on next week. And of course, if you join on Discord, which is completely free, join on Discord. After the show, I usually jump on Discord right away because it's kind of like the after party kind of thing, and so we end up just kind of talking crazy crap there as well. And it's also a good way because I also play the game night videos. I also do through Discord because I like to play with you guys, and so I like to play with you. It doesn't sound right, but yeah, play video games with you guys because why not? Because instead of just me filming myself playing some rando, no, I'd rather play with you guys and let you guys kick my butt or kick your butts or everybody's butts getting kicked or what have you. I'm running out of words. So there'll be a show next week. Join me on Discord. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys in another exciting, in episode 170. Oh, 170. Man. Already. I know. I'm looking at the chat. I know. Time to get the heck out of here. Enjoy the last of this summer sun.